of the Mohicans for 1999. Our guest here today started off the 1999 state tournament, and he's going to complete our first year of having all wrestlers and all state finals matches represented on the channel. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
Tim Whitfill, wrestled at Fern Creek High School. See, the junior year, 103 pounds.
And of course, 1999, man, what I've said it just about every year. What a great year for wrestling. You, Chris Dunn, Josh Stepp. We could go on. Jason Dietrich, Jim Shaw, Damian Level, the Bell, Dylan Bell. The epic match between Chris Floyd and Joey Stepp there in heavyweight. Josh Whitaker. We go on down the line. Jacob Holbrook from Campbell County. All these people. Isaac Knable, Jason Davio. And when I started the series, I should say, I was thinking maybe if I could get 5 or 6 guys that I know, maybe had their VHS tape or DVD. If I could get to 20 videos, man, I'd be like, whoa, watch out, world, here I come. And now we're almost 400 videos in, but your video today, man, completes the first year fully. Was 1999 that all 14 matches are going to be represented. So before we talk about what got you into wrestling, let's kind of go back and revisit that 1999 state tournament just for a little bit. When you come in as a junior, of course you were there in 98, we'll talk about that, but just coming in, knowing some of the names, knowing that there are some returning state champions that are going to be there, knowing that there's going to be a lot of people vying for that most outstanding wrestler title, because they'd kind of been locked up for the past couple years with Joe Carr Jr. in 97, Ian in 98, knowing that, hey, maybe some other people might be able to finally get a shot at having that trophy of most outstanding and maybe have a shot at the team title. Going in as a junior, man, what was the mentality?
I'm not, I had only lost one match going that year, that title, and I felt like I had a strong case. So me and Tony wrestled so many times that year as well.
Yeah. Now, when you're backstage or if you never got to go to the dungeon, the way that the Parade of Champions was, of course, it was only back in your era, it was only 16 man, so not nearly as crowded 2-day tournament. Mm-hmm. But the Civic Center didn't really have that big of an area backstage. You had that one little warm-up area. You're looking around and you're like, wow. Do you realize like the amount of talent that's there, the names, the legacies that some of these guys have? Are you looking like yourself? Are you looking around like, wow, there's some dudes back here.
Yeah, there's a lot of returning state champs back there.
Yeah. What was it like? Was you looking around thinking this might be one of the best state finals, one of the best state tournaments ever?
I was just so zoned in. I wasn't really thinking a whole lot about that but.
All right, no, hey, fair enough. Now, let's get back kind of on track with the normal questions. Is Fern Creek has a great history of wrestling, 3-team state championships, 75, 84, 2015, 37 individual, 36 boys, 1 girl. Gabby in 2024. This is June the 8th, 2025. So how do you get into wrestling, man? How do you find it?
My mom got me into wrestling when I was in 6th grade. Her brother is Mark Hitchings, won a state title at Fern Creek. So she got me involved. We were in Illinois, and I wrestled a couple of years there, and then we moved to Kentucky my 8th grade year.
I got you. And, of course, your Uncle Mark, 1981 state champion for Fern Creek. That video's on the channel. We done that down in his basement. Their beautiful home there in Fern Creek area. And then, of course, we done your cousins, Brad and Brent Hitchings. They wrestled for Trinity. We done theirs in the exact same basement there at Mark's house. Brad and Brent's, respectively, 09 and 10. And then the 2012 state championship video, so three for them. Of course, Mark's won, and the wrestling, like you said, you come from out of state. Wrestling in Kentucky, as far as youth goes, was pretty much non-existent. And if what did happen was it was somebody's brother or my dad's or assistant coaches had kids they wanted to come and kind of get just beat up pretty much throughout the whole year. There wasn't hardly anything organized at all up and through probably the mid 2000s. So was moving to Fern Creek, the area of Fern Creek, was it for wrestling or was that just by chance?
Well, my mom and my dad both went to Fern Creek as well.
Okay,
So
I
yeah, we're
got you. So
familiar with the area.
that the black and orange blood runs deep, huh?
Yep.
I understand. Now we've got several Fern Creek guys on the channel. Don Blevins, not 1990. We don't have his 93 video yet. We're looking for it, but 94. Cole Dodd, Jorge Vega, of course, your Uncle Mark, Gabby. She was just an absolute animal. The first year of girls wrestling in Kentucky. Well, I should say the first year of sanctioned KHSAA. She won the Coaches Association state championship 3 times. AJ Bender was on your uncle's 2015 team, and he was a 2016 state champion. So just a lot of Lawrence Woodford. We'd be remiss if we talked about Lawrence Woodford, 87 and 88 state champion. Had some great matches there. So you come into Kentucky, and the 1997 state tournament, 103 pounds. You make it to the state tournament, but as we say, you either win or you learn, right? 97 was a learning year, and it should be said that the 1996 year was the first year at the dungeon. Did you get to attend it in 96, the state tournament?
Yep.
I was going to say, because we were there at Atherton for so long, holding down Jack Harlow's spot, and we moved it to Frankfort there at the dungeon.
The dungeon's the only place I've ever attended state.
Oh, really?
I didn't witness any others.
Yeah. It was just something special, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the way the lights had come down and as close as the fans were to the arena floor, the mat and all that. But 97, man, 103 pounds, sophomore, like I said, you make it, freshman. That's my bad. Freshman, make it 97, 98 as a sophomore, 103 pounds. You talked about it earlier, but you ran into Tony Perry from Valley, and he knocks you out in the consolation rounds. I believe he gets you with a 2-minute and 18-second fall. You remember much about that?
Not a whole lot. I didn't know he pinned me. I guess he did, but
Yeah.
that was one of the last times he beat me, though.
And a minute ago, you said that you wrestled Tony probably more than anybody throughout your career.
Yep.
The geography of Louisville, I'm halfway decent with. Some of the schools, I know about where they are, but how far do you think Valley and Fern Creek are apart?
15 miles, maybe.
Okay, so it's pretty fair to say that you guys saw each other regularly, correct? Is that
Yes.
even
in practice gyms, we would see each other.
okay? I can. That was my next question, because there's been not a lot of people have said this, but there has been some mention that maybe a school had, or a team, I should say, had 4 or 5 wrestlers, and another school probably had 6 or 7. They get together, do joint practices, just to get some kids matches, because some would be all like lightweight and maybe one heavyweight, or a bunch of heavies and one lightweight, and they would just try to get together just so everybody could have a little bit of competition. And I can understand that. But man, 1999 though is your year. You're a junior, 103 pounds. You start off the state tournament with a 44-second fall over Eric Boston of Fairdale. Of course, Fairdale is another Louisville area school. I think it's what, kind of southwest Louisville, Is
It's a
that
little closer than Valley, yeah.
okay? All right. Then you run into Chris Shaw from LaRue County. Of course, Chris, longtime official, friend of the channel. You win a 6-0 decision over Chris. He would go on to get fourth place. You get to the semis. You're wrestling Johnny Williams of Caldwell County. You beat him by a 12-3 decision, and Johnny would go on to get sixth place. And wouldn't you know it, you're in the finals. You're wrestling Tony Perry from Valley.
Mhm.
Now, for those that don't know, before 2002, so for 2001 season back, Kentucky, we had district tournament, regional tournaments, and then, of course, the state tournament. Was Valley in Fern Creek's district? Was it in your region?
No, they were. We were in the region that went up to Campbell County, that area.
Okay.
So and then Tony was in most of the Jefferson County schools were in that one. St. X and Trinity were in that one, I believe.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we were in there. We were with Eastern, J-Town, Ballard, some of those schools.
Okay. No, I just was just because my next question leading up to that was going to be, if you guys wrestled each other in districts and region, but if you were in a complete different region, I guess you all wouldn't see each other until the state finals. But like when you look at the bracket, whether it's online or you get a printout or however it goes that you look at it, when you see that, do you kind of go through some of the names and you're like, okay, I'm wrestling Tony in the finals? Is that the way it would go for you?
At the time, we were more concerned with Williams from Caldwell County.
Okay.
I wrestled him earlier in the year, and it was a tight match. It was not him. I think he had a twin brother. It was Johnny and Lonnie Williams.
Okay.
And my mom swears I had wrestled both. So one at the Caldwell County tournament, another one at the semifinals.
And that's a school, Caldwell County. They're always
They're
the
scrappy.
sneaky good. They scrappy. That's an excellent way to put it because they had in '97 they had the guy that or '96. I'm sorry, he wrestled Joe Carr Jr. in the finals. Andrew Tinsley, and Andrew Tinsley's the first person that got a set of near fall on Joe in his I think in his career. It was the first time Joe been put on his back, and Joe said the crowd went just bonkers there. I think it was at the Caldwell County or the Hopkinsville tournament, one or the other. They said the crowd just, the roof lifted off the building. And Joe, off camera, he told me the story that he got caught in some type of a judo, like foot sweep throw or something to that effect. And he was able to roll through it and get off his back. And in the finals, Tinsley does the exact same thing, and they've been working on it. And Joe, as soon as he does it, you can watch him. He rolls, gets the fall, sticks him. And like I said, Caldwell County, man, you can't sleep on them. You know what I mean? You sleep on them, you'll be counting the lights going, yep, you guys got a blown light bulb over there. So we're not going to tell you the score against Mr. Perry here. We have it. And it should be noted that I put Tony on my list a couple years ago now of best wrestlers to not win a state championship because he ran into you in '99. He ran into Luke Metzger in 2000. And I believe I've got it wrote down. He was fourth in '98. So
Who beat him in '98? Do you know?
Huh?
Who beat him in '98?
I'll have to look it up. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't have it. I'll have to pull the bracket up. But being the first time you've been there a couple times, you've seen the spectacle, if you will. Your first time getting to wrestle on the main mat under the lights. When you win that semifinals, what's going through your head, man?
I just need to relax. I mean, it's a long day. It's 103. You're the first match, and then you have all day to sit there. So.
Do you go back like to your hotel room and like chill? Do you go eat? What do you do?
I probably went and had something to eat and went back to the hotel and just tried to peace and quiet.
So many guys that we've done videos with at the dungeon said they would go back to their hotel room or somebody would rent, like the team or school would rent them like an extra room just to go back and let them chill, uh, and just be by themselves or do whatever, put on headphones or try to nap or whatever the case is. And especially there at the dungeon, it's a little bit easier at the dungeon than what it at the horse park now, because horse park you'd have to drive 15, 20 minutes to get back into the city. But at the dungeon, you could literally just walk out of the lobby there and go to that big tower, or what they call it, the Crown Plaza or whatever it was called there,
Yeah, that's
and
totally
just
got a room.
yeah, and just hang out there. So you could literally just walk straight out of the arena, go to the elevators, boop, you're there, pretty much. So has it been a while since you've seen your 99 finals video?
I watched it when I was trying to get all these videos together for you. I briefly watched it.
Okay. I was going to, before then, I guess, how long had it been, do you think?
Oh, when my mom originally did the DVD, she converted it to whatever media she had to over to DVD. That was probably 12, 15 years ago, maybe.
I got you, man. This video is the exact same format as like if you ordered it from the KHSAA catalog or made the purchase there to like have it mailed to you. Kids, believe it or not, we always couldn't stream stuff. We had to have VHS tapes and have them mailed to us and put in these things called VCRs. Ask Google what a VCR is and what a VHS tape is. So this has like the original intro. I love just the kind of like the timestamp of where we are with media and the way like the music and the graphics and all that. So man, we're gonna pull it up here, and you're seeing the beginning of what was on the tape, the KHSAA logo there, the old school logo that they used for so long, and the music and all that, the graphics that is on the first part of this. This is, like I said, the exact way you would get it when the VHS tape showed up at your house. So, Tim, man, we've talked enough about it. Let's go.
All right.
Look at that, man. This is that. Oh, yeah. That's old school, man.
Face off.
You got the jock jams pumping. And it might be a little bit dark, fans, but I promise it gets louder. Just bear with us.
Oh, the orange mat.
Here comes Tony out. $37-1. That's a good record. Here's the match. Of course, you're in the black singlet. From neutral here, man. What are we looking to do? What's your bread and butter go-to takedown?
I do singles, doubles, high C's, and keep Tony in check. You know, he's headhunting a lot.
Well, and that was you've read my thoughts, because I was going to ask you, knowing you've wrestled him so much, was there something that you knew that he was going to pry on you, or was that just tough to defend from? Or
He was always really strong from a headlock, and I just knew that I can't stay around like that for too long.
I can understand that.
Keep my space. This would have been our third or fourth match this year.
No kidding. And you do an excellent job there of powering through that. You get your takedown, and you can see he's looking for that headlock. He's wanting something from that headlock.
I'm going to back out of that every time.
Yeah. And he gets up, gets his one, so we're neutral.
Yep.
Who's coaching you here in '99, bub?
Daryl Farmer and Jeff Hall.
Okay. Now, the dungeon, the way it was just constructed, there wasn't really a bad seat in the house, but also all that noise didn't have anywhere to go. Do you remember it being like loud, or were you just so zoned in you don't remember it all? Or
Complete opposite. I remember it being so quiet.
I understand.
I kept thinking, it's like, why am I having all these thoughts during the match? Like, it was just odd. Like, it was so
I get
slow
that.
motion.
All right, we're out. We're neutral again. Yep, got a caution on green. That was a good call there by the official. And so far, man, you've done excellent defending that headlock, or at least staying out of trouble with it. All right, he defers, and you, without even thinking, you're taken down. This is the first time we've got to see you down. Was there, I mean, I know you can score it from down, but was there something that you knew about Tony that you just, like, I can get this on him, or?
I just always know I can escape just about anyone from there. Like, I can get out of it. I wasn't concerned.
Fair enough. All right. So we've got another caution there. One more on him, and that's a point.
For the point?
Well, you get 2 cautions, and then you get start getting points for it.
Yeah.
So you get up, you get hand control. Excellent job there on your stand-up. You get your neutral point. So what is it now? 3-1, I believe. Had your other matches kind of played out the same way here, just kind of filling each other out, you backing out of his headlock, him trying for it, or?
Jefferson County, I got off to a lead on him, and then he threw me on my back at the end of the 3rd period and lost by 1, so he was trying to pin me. That was my first win against him ever.
Okay.
Then we wrestled again at Household. I think he put me on my back again at the very start of the match. It was up 5-0, and I ended up winning by 8 or 9 or something.
I got you. Now, during that last exchange over on the right side of the mat, he got a reversal on you. But right there, you were able to get an escape. You didn't seem, at least from the video, you didn't seem to be too rattled. Is that fair to say? A lot of action. Of course, that's the way I guess it should be for 103-pounders.
103 is usually
this movement. Excellent job there on that ankle pick.
I got him several times that season with ankle pick.
That was perfect on kids. Go back and watch that. That was perfect. Looks like his headgear comes off. And he gets an escape right as the buzzer sounds there in the second. He's taken down without even thinking about it. I have lost track of the score, so I don't. you have to be in the lead, but I don't know what the exact score is. Don't want to tell you what the final is, but do you look over at the clock and kind of say, okay, nothing stupid here on looking at the scoreboard, or?
I knew I was in control of the match, so I wasn't going to risk anything.
I got you. He gets his escape there.
Can give him one.
Yep.
And try something.
Kids, remember, 1, not 2. If you feel you're going to lose somebody, cut them instead of giving up a reversal and near fall. Got a pretty good little scramble going on here. It's like you're trying for a front headlock. Nice job there capitalizing on that.
I believe Tony told me he never got pinned in his career.
No kidding. Wow. Which, that's a heck of a feat.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent job there on that ride. Now you go optional start. Is that just to keep yourself kind of safe right here?
I don't remember doing that really. Maybe just give me some space. Like I guess there was what, 3 or 4 seconds left.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna risk
there it is, man. You win by a final score 14-5. And here's the medal ceremony.
There's the Williams kid.
Yep. There's Chris getting his 4th place medal. Now, Billy Clark would go on to be a 2002 state champion. There's Tony in his boonie hat. There you are, man, ascending to the top.
Gosh, that was so small.
That's where the 1999 video ends. So watching that one back, man, you seem to have a pretty good recollection of the way it played out. Was there anything different, like watching it back after all these years? Like, man, I don't remember it being that way or anything like that.
I remember I just was in control the whole time, but that's basically how I remember it. But
yeah, and you wrestled, and something that I guess I've noticed and I've started saying in a lot of videos is you can tell when guys go in with a game plan. You didn't only having 2 matches. Well, I guess till you sent me the video, but only having this match and now your other state finals to go off of. It didn't look like you tried anything that was outside of your wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't go out and just start trying stupid stuff or wanting to do
risk a whole lot.
Risky moves to put yourself in danger. You went out, you knew what you were good at, and you just done it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that, kids, we've said in so many videos and so many state champions we've had on the series is they did what got them there. They didn't get to the finals and just wanted to change their whole game plan. They knew what they were good at. They knew, 3 or 4 moves, what got them to the big dance, and they were going to use those same 3 or 4 moves. And then the guys that maybe got beat, they may have won it as a sophomore, got beat as a junior, as a senior, whatever. They're like, man, looking back on it, I should have never tried to do this. I should have just, I knew that I was better. I knew I was this or that, and I don't know why in the world I tried it. So just get 4, 5, 6 moves from neutral, a couple top turns, a couple bottom escapes, and just practice those and then add on to it. Don't try something crazy in the state finals. Just be who you are. Be what got you there, right, Tim?
Yep, and focus on the endurance too.
I got you. And also in 1999, you had a teammate already on the channel, Charles, I think 125. So did you guys warm up with each other back in the practice room or practice area that day, or do you remember?
I don't think we warmed up to each other. I mean, I'm sure we were right next to each other, high fiving and stuff like that. But
Yeah, that was. You also had DeMarco Shelley at 119 from 1999. All these guys that I maybe didn't mention starting to roll into me. So for this video, I think we've covered in 1999. I think we've covered all that we have here. Is there anything else that from 1999 that you want to add in or say that we may not have covered yet?
no, you covered it.
All right, and of course, you're a 2-time state champion. We also have your 2000 state finals match, and that will be its own video. So we're going to end this one here. We will see you guys and girls in 2000.